suffering a little bit at all times. The dude. Hello, my little turtle doves. So welcome to a weekly reading vlog. My goodness. So today was kind of a flop as far as just like Mondays go, in the sense that I'm still making my own schedule at work for the time being. Also, if it's really loud in here, my air conditioner is blasting and I won't apologize, nor will I be turning it down because it's hot as balls in my car right now. But anywho, so I was gonna go to work early to clean, and then I got a text from my boss asking if I could meet someone for something at 4 p.m. and I was like, yeah, of course, absolutely. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll just make it like a later day instead of an early day. And then I also realized that like a later day instead of an early day, and then I also realized that this week is like my super intense clean that I have to do every month, and I just wasn't mentally prepared to do that. So I'm just leaving for this meeting now at 2:50, and that's all that I have really done today as far as work goes. I did do some stuff from home, but I'm just cherishing this time that I have making my own schedule before I'm really there like every single day, all day long. So I'm starting the vlog right now and updating because I magically have a clean slate. So I have finished all of my current reads. So from the B-roll you saw that I had myself a little lunch and I finished Inferno by Dan Brown. It sucked. I gave it 3 stars, but I might bump it down to 2. That's been my least favorite one out of all the Robert Langdon books, and honestly I don't know if I'm gonna read the last one. Maybe someday, but today's not that day. So that slog is over with. It was also like way longer than it needed to be, even for a Dan Brown book. So I'm done with that. What else? I don't have any audiobooks going. And I don't have any physical books going either. So we're really, like, the world is really and truly my oyster. So this hold just became available and I think I'm gonna start this on my drive, which is why, again, I'm starting this vlog awkwardly in my car. Whatever, I don't really care anyway. So it's The Deer and the Dragon by Piper CJ, and this is following a girl who is cursed. She can see angels and demons, including a dark and haunting entity who's been with Marlowe her entire life, but then she finds out he's a prince of hell, and then he escapes from her, and she has to like collect him, becomes enthralled in some sort of war. I don't know. I love the cover. I think it's really pretty, and I wanted to buy it, but I said, why don't you just listen to it? Because this author is also the author of The Night and Its Moon trilogy, which I have wanted to read forever since I saw Sarah from Wicked raving about it. I haven't gotten around to that one, but this one really intrigues me, and again, I just love this cover. So I'm gonna pop this on and we're gonna go for a drive, and we're gonna start our workday at 3 p.m. Okay, bye! Hi, I have returned home for the eve, and I have reading updates. Boy, oh boy, do I have reading updates. Okay. I'm out of breath from going up my stairs, which is like definitely a me problem that I hope to work on eventually, but like I'm fighting for my life right now. Okay, we're good. So I listened to 2 chapters of The Deer and the Dragon by Piper CJ and immediately knew that that audiobook was not for me at this point in time. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it back up maybe physically, potentially, because it still does sound interesting, and that author has that other trilogy that I am interested in, but it just wasn't the vibe. So then I started, hold please, Phantom Orbit by David Ignatius, and it says it's a thriller, but I listened to 46% of this because the traffic was so bad. And I got home and I couldn't tell you a single thing about it. It's definitely not thrilling. It's literally just been like back and forth slice of life descriptions of these 2 scientists. One is a Russian student that was studying in China, and the other is a Chinese doctor that came out of the same school in China. And I thought it was gonna be a lot more actual like space stuff, but it's just about these scientists like fighting to have the best technology for satellites and like GPS in the early 2000s, and I couldn't possibly think of something more boring than that. So I have decided to not finish that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just gonna talk down here so you can see the real star of the show. That's a zoom if I've ever seen one. How pretty tush. So audiobooks, both of them DNF'd, canceled. So what I think I have decided is my Kindle is as charged as it's gonna be. My particular Oasis just refuses to go past 92%. So that's 100% to me. I downloaded the 3rd book of the Lost Hearts War trilogy, whatever, that Carissa Broadbent series that I've been reading. So I read the 1st chapter and it instantly gripped me. So I'm like, okay, we're just gonna continue this, because I do also have the audiobook borrowed on my shelf in Libby, so I can switch between those 2 for audio and Kindle. That covers that. Boom. We'll see if I grab something. I'm just like really in the mood for just a high fantasy, but I don't want to start another series, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Right now what I'm gonna do is skincare heavily, because I have not been good about it, as you can see by that grossness. Take a shower, rinse for the evening, and then probably just like settle in with a book. Maybe we'll update before bed, but probably not. So we will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye. I'm sweating. Which vlog am I filming for? I don't know, both at one time. Okay, hi, hello. I am doing a terrible job so far of updating this weekly vlog, but it is Tuesday, 8:30-ish p.m. Mountain Standard Time, as you know. And I've just had a day. It's just been a day. It was like unproductive and then a little bit productive. So I don't know. I've cleaned a lot this evening and like organized my stuff for work, laundry. Excuse me. And have done 0 reading. So let's do some updates. I did start this last night. You're gonna see more of it in another vlog that I don't want to talk about right now, but this is When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey, and I started it last night and literally read like 250 pages and have 60 pages left. This is a, I would say, slow burn thriller. It is following a couple who the medical examiner is the wife and the husband is a homicide detective in this town, and they discover that their daughter's best friend slash ex-best friend has been murdered, and now their daughter is missing. So between the two of them, they're trying to figure out what happened, like who the murderer is, where their daughter is, and also dealing with the grief and fear and like absolute, I can't even imagine how many different emotions going through, you know, going through their brains right now, dealing with the fact that their daughter is missing. So it has been, I'm excited to see how it's gonna end. I hope it doesn't disappoint me. I also looked it up on Goodreads and realized that this is the 3rd of a series, which actually makes a lot of sense. And again, I'll talk about this more at length in a different video. But yeah, so this is, I'm gonna finish this tonight, I'm pretty sure. So that will be 1 book done for the vlog on day 2, which is not too bad. And what's my other plan? Okay, I don't know if I've talked about it or not, but so I ended up DNFing those 2 audiobooks that I tried while working yesterday. Just wasn't feeling it. And then I think I did talk about this, so whatever, editing me, fix it. But Mother of Death and Dawn, which is book 3 of the Lost Hearts War trilogy, the War of Lost Hearts trilogy by Carissa Broadbent, and I have it on audio via Libby, so I'm gonna maybe once I finish this, read this, or I think I might start a Fate Inked in Blood, which I was gonna, hold on, I'm sweating so bad. Suffering a little bit at all times, at minimum. So I think I'm gonna start a Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. It just feels like everyone is reading this right now, and Bestie Allie just finished it and said she liked it. It was 4 stars. I just know that I just think it's gonna scratch an itch without starting this like epic like saga. I know this is book 1 of a series, but I don't imagine this is gonna be intense enough for me to like care that I'm starting another series. I'll forget about this until book 2 comes out. So I think I'm gonna start this, maybe. Definitely gonna finish this and maybe read some of this. Maybe I'll go to bed at 8:30. I don't know. The world is my oyster. So that is my only update for today. Sorry, Tuesday sucked. I will do better and hopefully get some B-roll, get some better updates, get some more reading done tomorrow. But for now, I think I'm gonna go skincare and read because I've got my options. Okay, bye. Morning from me and my scrubbies and this litter box. Wow, life. If any of you are in healthcare slash anything whatsoever and you wear scrubs, I get these from Amazon, and especially if you're a shorty like me, they have petite sizes, which is dope. And I've never owned a pair of figs, but I've seen other people wear them, and these feel like a knockoff, and also they're super comfortable and cheap and feel like pajamas. So gotta go to work today and clean. So scrubs it is, because I don't know why I have my camera on my face. I think you're supposed to do it like this. Let's move on. Okay. A Plumposaurus Rex. Hello, little one. Good morning, Coral. My battery's gonna die. And look at this princess. She ate all her breakfasts already. She's a very big girl. I'm awake. It's me. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm actually remembering to do some updates. So I just had a meeting at 7:30, and as you saw, scrubs are on. I'm showered. I'm ready to be a real boy. Unhinged. Do you ever just think about yourself as a person and say, not okay. Me all the time. All right, so I did finish When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey, and all I'm gonna say is I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was slow paced for a thriller, in my opinion. It was more like police procedural, but not very in-depth, so I don't know. 4 stars for whatever it was. I enjoyed it. Again, we'll talk about it more in the other vlog, but I wanted to hop on an update real quick before I went to work. I did start A Fate Inked in Blood, and I am loving it. So I have, for the most part, heard not ideal reviews. A lot of 3 stars. This is just mid, whatever. But I think that if you go into a book like this with the right expectations and the right like mindset, you can have a really good time. And I personally am having a really good time because I just wanted something that like gave fantasy without me having to like start this epically long book or series or whatever. And I actually am really enjoying this. It's very reminiscent of John Gwynn's Bloodsworn Saga trilogy in the language and like the setting. I do wish this was describing the environment a lot more because I know that they're like somewhere cold and icy, and I think that that brings a lot of gloom and doom to a story that has that like Norse mythology feel. So, and I should say, this is not like, if you've read anything John Gwynn, this isn't that, but I read Hunger of the Gods and Shadow of the Gods, and they use a lot of the same, they're using the same terminology as like the weapons and the names of like the Jarl is the leader of the clan and things like that. So I think I just enjoy like a Norse inspired type of story. So I'm really enjoying this. I think the insta attraction, insta lust part of it was really fun. The fact that she, spoiler alert, buried an axe in her husband's head was incredible. And I'm looking forward to seeing Freya like kind of develop into more of a badass bee, because right now she's like, yeah, I can fight, I'm a warrior, and she keeps getting her ass kicked. So I'm excited for whatever is gonna happen with her to happen. So quick little synopsis if you haven't heard of this. This follows our main character Freya, who is the shield maiden. She lives in a world where people can be touched by the gods. So at their conception, they have a drop of god blood instilled into like their birthing, I guess, however you want to put it. So when they're born, they have powers. So Freya is the daughter of Hiln, and she has shield magic. I don't know. The magic hasn't really been explained too much yet, but basically she, like when she holds a shield, it like powers up and extra protects her, I suppose. She has now been married off to a Jarl named Soren, who is his son Bjorn is the love interest. That's like her insta-lust. And she's not part of this clan. She's married to the dad because he had a prophecy told to him 20 years ago that the shield maiden, born in fire under the blood moon or whatever, in 20 years was going to unite all the kingdoms and make him king of like all the clans that are kind of separated across this land. So he has hitched himself to her via marriage. I like this. It's really easy to read. I'm already on page 127, so I'm looking forward to getting through this. And I personally like Danielle L. Jensen, so she is the author of the Bridge Kingdom trilogy. I've only read books 1 and 2 because they stopped following those characters after that, and I didn't really care. But I think this is going to be a solid start to a little fantasy series. So I love how I was like, I'm going to start a new fantasy series, and then I am. But again, I already know that this is fluffy enough of a romantasy that it's just gonna scratch an itch that I have, and then I'm not gonna think about it until book 2 comes out. So that's the reading update. I am gonna do a couple things around here and then head into the pharmacy, spend the day there, get all my works done, and then come back home and read. I'm so excited. Wow, I think this might actually be a good reading vlog because I'm actually updating and reading, so go figure. All right, later dudes.
He became a close friend and a trusted advisor. But when he told me the truth of what he had done to you, the truth of what they had done to you, he gave himself outright and
is the most hectic place I've ever been. And Chef's Orville is about 1 centimeter from that last container of ground beef. I grabbed so much, I made sure that was my basket.
No snack. just can't.
These doors are gonna close in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my little turtle doves. It is now Wednesday Eve, 5:56 p.m. MST, as you know to be true. And I just finished A Fate Inked in Blood. And I really thought that I was gonna finish last night on Tuesday and that I would have maybe some like superhuman strength and like update before I went to bed, but I had stomach cramps of all stomach cramps, and I was literally like laying in a ball in the fetal position like this on the couch until it passed. So I stopped with like 60 pages left, but anywho, I just finished and I think I gave this 4 stars. I actually really liked it. I think it scratched a lot of itches that I had all at once. So it gave me some decent romance. It gave me some decent spice. It gave me okay battle scenes, a little bit of world building. Like it's mid for, you know, it's like a romantasy, a very basic romantasy, very predictable. Like the riddle about her bloodline, I figured out what Bjorn's role was and everything. Like, so, but I agree with a lot of people that if you just go into this with your expectations low to 0, I think you'll have a really fun time. So yeah, I liked this. I'm glad that I read it, and this is a book of the month book, so it's gonna fulfill some wishes and desires that I have that you'll see in a different video. So that's the update for that. Also, I left my Kindle downstairs, but I am now 30% into Mother of Death and Dawn, and it is slow. It is moving slow, just like book 2. I hate when fantasies go like this because then I feel like I don't even know what's going on. Like I don't know what's happening because I'm just wanting something more to happen, if that makes sense. And then I kind of miss because my mind is just spinning about like, okay, let's move this along. Like, where are we going next? And then if it's boring, especially if I'm listening to an audiobook while I'm driving, I get completely distracted and start thinking about like who the fuck knows what. So that's the update on that. Whatever, it's fine. It's boring. It's so weird because book 1 I thought was really, really good, and that was realistically the most boring one because that's like the buildup of, you know, getting the characters' backgrounds and Tisana and Max meeting and kind of going down the road that they end up on. So like theoretically that one should have been the worst one of the 3, but I actually liked that one more than book 2, and I'm enjoying, and more than I am enjoying book 3, but we'll see how it ends. Whatever, it is what it is. So I made a decision on what I'm starting next, and I'm sticking to it. Let me find where I put it. It's right here. Okay. I just have to have some high fantasy. So this is The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan. This is book 1 in the Last Legacy. I think I talked about this in my haul. In case you haven't seen it, I will leave a link somewhere on the screen. It's a real fun, silly time. So this book follows our main character, Lucan, who is basically just kind of like a degenerate. He spends his time gambling and drinking after dropping out of the academy in this world. But then his estranged father has been murdered by unknown assailants, and he finds fresh purpose. Deprived of his chance to make amends for his mistakes, he vows to unravel the mystery behind his father's death. So I like everything about this. I like the premise. It's straightforward. The synopsis gets to the point. It's not giving too much away because this is like a fat little read. The cover is awesome. I love the art style. It's book 1 of a new series. Like, fine, whatever, sue me. I'm just gonna start keeping track of all my series so that way I know where I'm at. But yeah, something about this just keeps speaking to me, and it's a little bit less dense than Starting the Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, which is book 1 of the Stormlight Archive, and literally every single one of them is like this big. So I feel like this is a good option right now. So gonna start this, gonna continue listening / reading on my Kindle, Mother of Death and Dawn, and we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm just chilling, gonna start this book. Those are the updates. TTYL, BRB, see you later, see you never. This is, hello, the worst angle ever. It's Wednesday evening, and I know that I've updated quite a bit today. You don't know that yet. Well, no, you know that. I don't know. You know, we're moving on. Good Lord. Okay, hi, hello. It is now Wednesday. It's like 6:30-ish, and I do have reading updates, but I have a surprise package, and I know who it's from, but I don't know what's in it, so we're gonna open it. Hopefully my camera doesn't fall. Oh, that's silly. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm very excited. Okay, so this is the second book to this like 9-book series that I have just started. So I don't know if I talked about it yet, but I read A Curious Beginning and I really, really liked it. And this is book 2. And now I have it. Thanks, Allie. You're the bestest. Thanks. Okay, bye.
Another 3 from Aaron Gordon is second of the night. And that's what they're going to live out. And when I talk about Jason Campbell, that's what Aaron Gordon does. Aaron Gordon, he doesn't catch look. He catches and drives, catches and shoots. Conley mid-range. He is good with 7 points. Murray finds KCP. He can't hit. Taking out 4 for 21 from 3 in this first half.
Hello, we're back. The first update I would like to make is that whatever my last update was, I definitely said that it was Wednesday and it was Thursday, so today's Friday. Hello, happy Friday. Hold please. Thank you very much. Reading update. I'm really hoping that I talked about A Fate Inked in Blood because I did finish that yesterday, and then nope, I did because I said I was going to start this, and I did, and I smashed half of it. This is so good. This is exactly what I was looking for. It's fantasy. It's, yeah, the beginning of a series, but like this is the first book. It just came out May 7th. Like I have time to be concerned about starting this series by the time the next book comes out. But this is fantastic. The writing is really, really straightforward, which I appreciate in a fantasy. It's giving like, it's almost giving like Tropical Arabian Nights Mistborn. Our main character, Lucan, very much reminds me of, that's embarrassing. Who is the main character in Mistborn? Oh, please. Kelsier. Thank you. I never was going to remember that. He's very sarcastic. He's very jaded. He's very much attached to his past, but like trying to pretend that he isn't. And I think it's set up for some really good character development. He has a little girl sidekick named Flea, which I think that relationship is either going to destroy me or make my life better. So yeah, this is going really well. Great pacing. Murder mystery as well in a fantasy. I love that. And like, we had little to no buildup at the beginning. Like the synopsis says that he's a card sharp, academy dropout, disgraced heir to an ancient noble home. And I thought that we were going to go into it and like this whole book was going to be world building and backstory, but we almost immediately get into the murder mystery of his estranged father. So yeah, this is going swell. I'm pretty much exactly halfway, so I'm hoping to finish this today. Done with work for the day. It's Friday, it's beautiful out, I'm calling it. And yeah, I'm gonna settle in, get some more reading done on this, hopefully finish. But then I also wanted to do a little update because I went to the library. So sticking strong to being considerate of my purchases and where my money is going and what books I'm buying. So for example, I almost bought pretty much every single one of these books, but they were there, right there for free, for the taking, for 3 weeks at a time. So I went ahead and checked them out. And if I love them, buy them, put it on the shelf. And this new library, so this is the new library in the new town where we just rented the house. And it's so good. It's huge, it's massive, and there was nobody there. All of these were just readily available, brand new releases. This just came out, 3 out of the 4 of these came out in April, 1 came out in February, and they were all available to be checked out. So this one is Diavola by Jennifer Thorne, and I'll be honest with you, as per usual, I don't know anything it's about, but it's spooky, it's gothic, it's horror, it's new. The cover is so creepy. Had to pick that up. And then this is The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. This is a YA spooky book, I believe, but I have seen a lot of people reading this and loving it, and I almost, again, picked up the special edition at Barnes & Noble with a different cover, and I think it has rose gold sprayed edges, which are really pretty, but I just wanted to give it a try first. 3 girls, 1 supernatural killer on the loose. Okay, so we've got a serial killer, we've got spookery, we've got supernatural. Yeah, I'm in. So that's that one. Basically, these were all just FOMO checking outs of books. This is the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Everyone and their mom seems to be reading this, so I had to pick it up. I have read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I never finished the series, but I do remember really, really liking it, and I do want to finish the series. This is a new release by her. So this is about a girl named Belle whose mom has been missing for quite some time, and a true crime documentary gets like made about them, but then the mom comes back in the middle of them filming the documentary. So this looks really fun. I like this author a lot. I think her YA writing is very relatable to an adult, and I think this is gonna be a real fun time. Okay. Wait, do I look like her? Tell me if I do. How about now? Okay. This is Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan, and it's $19.99 in Southeast Texas, and there's a vampire involved. Yeah, I literally don't care. It's short, it's sweet, there's a vampire, it says Bless Your Heart. I got this recommendation from the Queen, Olivia, and I almost bought this too because I do think the spine is really cute. Like, look at the little fangs, adorbs. And I really do like this cover, but again, let's just try it for free, and then if we love it, we'll put it up there, you know? Yeah, I don't know a lot of what this is about, but Bless Your Heart cracks me up. When I moved to Florida, so I lived in Florida for like 5 or 6 years before I moved to Colorado, and I lived in the Panhandle area, which is pretty much the South. So Bless Your Heart is a phrase that I am very familiar with. It's not nice, needless to say, but I was informed of that like the second that I moved down there. So that's what we have going on for Friday afternoon. Hope everyone else is having a good Friday. I am very much looking forward to chilling out. This has been a week. I feel like I didn't do anything, and it was still just like a hard week. So I just want to drown myself in literature and sunshine and my cats. So with that, I'm gonna go downstairs and get some snackies and some drinkies, and maybe finish the Silver Bowl Promise, and maybe tell you all about it later. Spoiler free, because I want everyone to read this already. I can tell you for sure if you haven't picked this up. It only has like 400 or 500 reviews on Goodreads, but like it seems like everyone's talking about it. So hopefully maybe I'll be the one that like blasts this on BookTube. I'm fine with that. James Logan, this is dope. Okay, bye.
That was really good. I added the author's other list or other books to my working TBR list that my library lets you create, so that I don't check them out, but I have them on my list. And then whenever I'm in the mood for a book, with my library and browse that list. It's kind of nice, honestly. But I think
Good morning. This is a very car forward vlog, and I'm actually very proud of that because I have a serious issue with leaving my house, in the sense that I don't ever want to do it, but I do spend quite a bit of money on, like, I have an Instacart subscription, which is $100 a month. That gets me free delivery for like grocery orders, but then with the service fee and like the deliver and the tip, which I always tip well because I appreciate, you know, that people are taking time to literally grocery shop for me so I don't have to do it. But then like that puts me in a rut where I won't leave the house to get a coffee. Like I'll DoorDash Starbucks and like stupid shit like that. So welcome to the new me. We leave the house now. So okay, it is Saturday morn. I have many reading updates, but we're gonna get back to those like when I get home, because what we're doing now is I have the dumbest errand and the dumbest story on the face of the planet. So we moved into this new house that we're renting and we got mail keys, but the leasing company didn't know which mailbox, because this is still it's like an HOA and I'm leasing the home from a company that has purchased this particular unit out of the HOA, whatever. I don't know the logistics. I just pay when it's due. And they didn't know, so I had to call the post office, and then the post office had to figure out which box was mine, and they left me like a sticky note of where it was. So then I brought my key to the box, and then my key didn't work. So I went to the post office again, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember, like I talked to you guys about this situation, and they literally just handed me a form and said, fill this out and bring it back with $40, and we'll send a locksmith when they're ready, pretty much, like when they feel like it in a week or so, to change the lock on your mailbox unit. And then they'll bring the keys here, and then you still have to come back to get your keys. So long story short, I've rented this home. I've spent a lot of money between moving out fees, moving costs, security deposits, and now to get my own mail, I have to pay $40 and wait like another week to get them to change the lock. So I need to get this done so I can get, because I already have 2 packages in there. My husband has the title to his car from Florida. Like, we have shit in there that we need. So this isn't, it's insane, but, and it's crazy that I have to spend my own money on this. Like, it should be part of whatever I'm paying for, leasing, like renting this home, but whatever, yet again. Okay, so to romanticize this shitty task I have to do, I am gonna go to Target after and get a pair of sandals that I saw on like the Like to Know It app that I have to have for Goth Grandma Summer. And if I go to the book section, I go to the book section. You know how it goes. So let's go do that. I did already go to Starbucks this morning because I'm out of milk. So this is the second time I'm leaving the house. Like, I don't mean to brag. If there's anyone out there that is a homebody, you know what I'm saying. These tasks literally make you feel like you would just rather crawl into a closet and never come back out of it. So I'm gonna go do a lame, shitty thing I don't want to do, and then a fun thing that I do want to do. Do both of them involve spending money? Of course, but that's showbiz, baby. Okay, I'll see you guys at Target. Hey, hi, hello. I did the worst job ever updating or getting any B-roll yesterday, but we pretty much just like did nothing. No, post office was a nightmare. But I did get my super cute sandals from Target. Cash money, come here. Okay. And that was it. I was good. I literally just got the thing that I went to Target for, which I know is pretty wild. So what had happened at the post office is I got there and the lady was like, do you have a copy of the lease? And I was like, you didn't tell me that I needed that. So no, I don't. And maybe I should have just known. I probably should have, but I played my hand and that's that. I called my leasing company and they were like, well, if you go on the account, have you checked the account where you pay? It should be on there. I was like, all right, so it was, but then the parking lot of the post office had horrible service. So it was like really difficult to download the lease. So I was like sitting there frustrated, trying to get it on my phone so I could go back in and just get this taken care of. Because I had packages, which the mailman was nice enough to stop by our house yesterday after this whole debacle. I had already come home and he brought the packages and mail that was in the box and was like, I'll just hold on to it until you get your key. So we're really lucky that our mailman is like a really nice guy. He's definitely gonna get some treats baked for him or like left in the box or something. But so he brought my packages, okay. And then I finally got the lease downloaded and I went back in and there was a line of like 4 people and the door was shut. Like the gate was shut. So I was like, are they on lunch? Like what's going on? I was like, I cannot with this right now. So I went to Target, got my sandals, went back to the post office, finally got this taken care of. So hopefully that will fix that. And then I was just so irritated with the whole thing that when I got home, I didn't feel like filming or whatever. So, but I did do a lot of reading. And that was Finishing Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan, which I don't know if I even said that I started, but this was one of the books that I picked up from the library. This follows a family of women, a great-grandma, a grandma, a mother, and a daughter, the Evans family, who own the only funeral parlor in this tiny town in Texas. And they turn out to be basically like they keep the town safe from Strigoi, which are a pretty classic combination of like a zombie and a vampire. So I think this cover is a little bit misleading. It is not, it does give vampire vibes, but it's more like ghouls, which is what the ladies of the family call them. I ate this so hard. I gave it 4 stars. It's so good. It's really well written, very fast paced, and while I appreciated the like generations, like multiple generations of women and that whole plot line, this was written in 3rd person and following so many POVs. So you follow the POVs of all 4 women plus the sheriff, plus the prologue, plus the deputy. Like there's so many POVs. You're constantly switching back and forth between like which she they're talking about. And I found myself by the end to be getting a little bit confused. That might just be a me problem. I don't have an issue with books that are written in 3rd person. That does not bother me at all. But this one I thought probably would have worked a little bit better with a different voice, you know, different POV, like perspective as far as, you know, grammatically. I don't remember. If you know the term for that, let me know. But whatever. Voice? It doesn't matter. I don't care. This was great. I loved this. 4 stars. It says it's the beginning of a series, which like Shocker, me starting another series when I say I have a bunch to finish. So solid of a library borrow. So yeah, that's that. I did start another book, but that is for a different vlog, so we're not going to talk about it. But I do think that I want to start one of my other library books, and I think I'm going to go with Diavola because it's shorter than the other ones. And then that way I can bring this one and Bless Your Heart back tomorrow / browse for more books. I'm really already enjoying romanticizing going to the library. Like I romanticize going on like a book shopping trip. So hopefully you guys enjoy that content. If you do, please let me know. Do you use a library? The library slaps. I'm very excited that I'm using the physical library as well. I love Libby. Like I don't buy anything for my Kindle anymore. Like when I first got my Kindle, I bought a lot. So I have a lot of books on there from years of like purchasing on sale, like Kindle days and stuff like that. But everything on my Kindle now is borrowed from Libby, which is just like such a dope service. You know, I get a lot of taxes taken out of my paycheck, and I am glad that I am utilizing a resource that hopefully some of those taxes are paying for. Again, I don't know what this is about, but it looks spooky. It's a new release and everyone and their mom is reading it, and I love the cover, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. I forgot. I also started a novella on my Kindle last night. I'm pretty sure it's a novella. It's called Help Me, and I will put the cover up because I forget the author as well. It's spooky. It's weird. It's like written very classically. It's giving like it's reading like a classic. I think it's taking place in maybe like an 1800s, early 1900s time period. We're basically following this couple, Louise and her husband Edward, and Edward is dying. He has syphilis. Talking about like his eye sockets are stuffed with cotton because his like eyes have fallen out and his nose has fallen off, and but he's still trucking along. So we are following them dealing with the end of Edward's life, and his only one thing that he wants to do is go back to his like home. I'm assuming it's like gonna be this decrepit mansion in the middle of nowhere. Louise and Edward are going by themselves. Louise's brother Billy is like drops them off at the ship, and he's like, please don't go, like don't do it, I don't want you to go. And she's like, no, it's gonna be fine, even though Edward has been a serial cheater for their entire marriage. So it's just very ominous and like very much setting up for some spooky stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's a novella. I borrowed it off Libby, but I don't know, maybe I'll pick that up. So I've got some good reads going. This is gonna kind of be the Sunday reset for this vlog, so let us get to it. Okay, I am back. I forgot, speaking of all the packages, one of them was my most recent book of the month. So, wow, I got really close there, didn't I? Let's open her up because I'm really excited to read this. And I forgot that I had it now, so I honestly might pick it up pretty soon. She's so pretty! So I picked The Ministry of Time, and this is by Kayleen Bradley. A boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger, the beginning meets the end. I know it's a sci-fi space odyssey, I believe, perhaps. I don't know. I think so, but I don't know. If it's space and it has a cover like this, it needs to get read. Emotional support bookmark. I like these. Honestly, I pretty much exclusively use these book of the month bookmarks because although I love to support a small business, I don't really buy a lot of bookmarks. I do kind of want to learn how to make my own though, so that might be something you see. But yeah, okay, so this might be on the TBR for the rest of the day, but we're gonna see how it goes. I need to go downstairs and get pizza dough started because we're having another stay-at-home date night day. The Nuggets are playing tonight in the NBA playoffs. There's 2 games at 6 p.m. They're all starting now though, so we're making wings and homemade pizza and mozzarella sticks and french fries I think I got. It's gonna be so good. So bad for me, but so good. So I'm gonna go down and get started on that, food prep and reading, and maybe I'll take you guys with me actually, like a reading vlog is supposed to be. good Lord, this vlog got away from me. So I will not be titling this a weekly reading vlog. This is just a reading vlog because it's now Wednesday, the 22nd, and I started this on Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. So we're on like day 13 of filming, which is fine, no big deal. I wanted to wrap this up with my last little update. I feel strongly that I have probably missed some updates and some things. I think the last book that I hopefully talked about, I have my footage like started, but I obviously didn't check it where I left off before recording this. So I'm pretty sure that the last thing I talked about was Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan. Hopefully that is not the last book I finished. I did finish another book in between, but that's for a different vlog. So I am 99% sure that I talked about Starting Diavola by Jennifer Thorne. I did finish and I gave it 4 stars. This was so good. Very atmospheric, like so spooky. There were scenes where they were in the villa. So if you don't know, okay, backtrack. This book follows a girl named Anna who is going to Italy with her entire family. And they all kind of treat her like the troublemaker, outcast, black sheep of the family. Like, she's super, super smart. She went to Harvard, and she has a twin brother and a sister, and her parents fund this whole trip. They all go to this villa, but it's completely and totally haunted, and all the crazy shit happens thereafter. And I'm usually not scared by books, but this book actually did get me at a couple of places, especially like reading it late at night while my husband was already asleep. There are quite a few scenes that involve like little kids like giggling at night, like speaking a different, Anna's sister has 2 daughters, and they are like on the trip with them, and one night Anna wakes up in the middle of the night and she hears, like, she's like, oh, my nieces are, you know, they're up playing on vacation down the hallway. And then at the end of the chapter, it's like, just then Anna realized they were speaking Italian. Like, they're speaking in tongues, which is like a classic thing of, you know, demonic possession or ghosts being present, things like that. So I highly enjoyed this. I felt that there was a portion in the middle that kind of, the pacing was off. It started dragging, which is hard to do in such a short book. This is not even a 300-page book, but yeah. If you like haunted houses and you also like want something that doesn't necessarily take place in the United States, or like this took place in Italy, which is an environment that I haven't read like a haunted story being in, and I also didn't expect this to be in Italy, so that was a fun surprise. This is really, really good. That is where I'm gonna end this vlog. So during this reading vlog, I finished, how many books? I finished A Fate Inked in Blood, Hannah Morrissey, 4. Okay, so I finished a total of 4 books during this reading vlog, which I'm very happy about. No complaints here. Thank you if you stuck around this entire time. I know it's been a little discombobulated, but that's just what my life is like. And thank you if you are watching me live my life. I'm sure it's boring as shit, but thanks anyway. Okay, please like and subscribe and talk to me about books down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Later.